Hello, I'm Maruk Said, your microbiology guide. Let's explore in-depth micro techniques and uncover groundbreaking insight together on this educational journey into the fascinating realms of microbes.
Pedigree Chart explained. Symbols, inheritance, and significance. Table of contents. Introduction to Pedigree Chart. Interpretation of the Pedigree Chart. Significances. Introduction to Pedigree Chart. A pedigree chart is an illustration used to represent the occurrence and inheritance of different phenotypes associated with a specific gene in an organism. It visually demonstrates how a particular gene or trait is transmitted from ancestors or predecessors to their descendants. The chart is created and analyzed to study the transmission of specific traits from one generation to the next, particularly in humans. Through this analysis, genetic variations and inheritance patterns across different generations can be observed and understood. A pedigree chart is also commonly referred to as a family tree. If you have watched till here, don't forget to subscribe to Family of Science Lovers. Press the bell icon button so you are always updated. Interpretation of the pedigree chart. In a pedigree chart, the family member first identified or studied by a geneticist is known as the propocytus. The propocytus typically exhibits a distinctive phenotype, such as dwarfism or another noticeable trait. After identifying the propocytus, the investigator traces the person's ancestry and constructs a family tree or genealogy using specific symbols. Various symbols are used in pedigree charts to represent individuals and their relationships. Each individual in a pedigree inherits two genetic instructions, alleles, one from the mother and one from the father. These alleles can either be homozygous, both alleles carry the same trait, or heterozygous, the alleles carry different traits. The phenotypic data from multiple generations is collected first, and the pedigree chart is drawn accordingly using the correct symbols. To determine whether a trait is dominant or recessive, the data is carefully analyzed. 4 dominant traits. If an offspring is affected, at least one parent must also be affected. The dominant phenotype is typically seen in every generation of the family tree. For an offspring to be completely normal, unaffected, both parents must be free from the affected gene. 4 recessive traits. Parents who are unaffected can still produce abnormal affected offspring. Both male and female offspring can be affected equally. Understanding the mode of inheritance is crucial for constructing the pedigree and predicting the likelihood of future offspring being affected by a genetic condition. The types of inheritance patterns observed in pedigree charts include autosomal inheritance. Involves genes located on the autosomes, non-sex chromosomes. In humans, there are 22 pairs of autosomes among the total 23 chromosome pairs. Autosomal dominant inheritance. The trait appears in every generation without skipping. Children of affected parents may sometimes be unaffected. Examples: Marfan Syndrome, retinoblastoma, Huntington's disease. Autosomal recessive inheritance. The trait may skip generations and not appear in every one. Even if both parents are normal, the offspring can still be affected. Examples: cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs disease. Sex-linked inheritance. Involves genes located on the sex chromosomes, X or Y, which make up one pair of the 23 total chromosomes in humans. X-linked traits are often studied more because they can be transferred to both males and females, while Y-linked traits are transmitted only between males. Examples: color blindness, hemophilia. X-linked dominant inheritance. All daughters of an affected father carrying the abnormal X-linked dominant gene will be affected. Sons will remain unaffected if the mother carries normal genes. Examples: orofaciodigital syndrome, incontinentia pigmenti. X-linked recessive inheritance. Males are usually more affected than females. An affected father passes the abnormal gene to his carrier daughter, while his sons remain normal. The grandson through the carrier daughter may become affected, which is known as crisscross inheritance. Examples: Fabry disease, color blindness. Download our microbiology study app made for researchers like you. Significances. Pedigree analysis helps determine how specific traits are inherited within a family. It allows researchers and geneticists to identify potential risks to future offspring and assess the likelihood of developing inherited diseases in upcoming generations. Genealogical studies are also used by researchers to pinpoint the specific genes responsible for inherited human diseases. Unlike methods such as the Punnett square and chi-square tests, which are effective for organisms with large numbers of offspring and controlled mating, e.g., plants or experimental animals, pedigree charts are more suitable for human genetic studies. This is because human family sizes are relatively small, and even large families have limited numbers of members for statistical analysis. Additionally, human mating patterns are uncontrollable and may involve heterozygous pairings, making pedigree charts the most practical and reliable tool for tracing inheritance patterns in humans. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon button. Thank you!